This week on the Push Pull Loads podcast, it was Pancake Day. What did you have? We talk about our choices, decent protein review, and some Instagram analytics. What should you be posting?
Alright, it's going to be 3, 2, 1. It's Pancake Day. Then Wednesday, Thursday.
Not saying it. I refuse to say it.
You refuse to say
Welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. It's gone, bud.
I had pancakes, but the real question is not should it be fluffy or crepe style, because it's always fluffy. Like, crepe style pancakes are shit. Like, let's not even go there.
I mean, no. I mean, go back to your childhood. Which ones did you have?
Crepe pancake. That's why I hated Pancake Day.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I hated Pancake Day. I never used to like it.
It's...
And now I like it. Why do I like it now? Because I have fluffy pancakes with maple syrup and bacon. That's why.
So you get a sweet and savoury.
Yeah, always. Combine them. Always.
Combine
Although
them,
today I had Nutella because we didn't have any maple syrup or bacon. So I had Nutella. Just sweet.
Nutella with bacon.
No, although but that's good, but no. I still think Biscoff and bacon is the one. That's the one. I haven't tried it yet, but I think that would be the one.
I've got that ready to go. So pre-show, I had 3 crepes because I normally have the fluffy pancakes anyway, because those are the ones that are sold normally. And Dan, basically living in squalor, doesn't live near a place. I mean, what's just about 5 minutes walk around the corner from me, Daniel? Oh, the Breakfast Club. Interesting.
Oh,
the Breakfast Club, I can order on Deliveroo. It's going to be in here under 20, 25 minutes. So yeah, I don't get crepes very often.
I do miss
go for the
living in London.
Any takeaway that I'm getting, I'm like, Dan, look what I got. Where is this
from?
Random burger joint.
The stupidly high rents are worth it. The more I think about it. Shit.
Yeah.
I want that now.
It's all right. It's just be pleased that your mortgage would, you could have my flat and you could probably have a few rooms. You have half a flat. It'd be probably the same.
Probably have half your flat. Yeah, that's what I'm paying around here.
Fine. So that's the sad thing. That's why we're in London. Yeah. But yeah, it's Pancake Day. So I actually put a poll out, didn't I? Just cause it was it was interesting. So it was. What we got? We got some. It's pretty divisive. Well, how many votes did we have? Near enough 100 odd, I think, on everything. Yeah, that's about right. So what we got is 60% pancake fluffy. That's what people are favouring.
Yeah,
compared to
I'm surprised it's that low. To be honest,
it's just changed 59%. I didn't just vote, just FYI. Well, you have a go. And then I put another one up, was savoury or sweet as the favourite. And I'm surprised by this, of how much of a swing it is. And,
sweet.
For sweet, 90%. Out of just over 100 people voting on the story. It's going to be up for the next 12 hours. But yeah, it's insane.
I'd expect that, to be fair, but I've seen some truly horrific concoctions this Pancake Day. Apparently, it's a really northern thing that you have like a pancake with like stew on it. Like, we were having this discussion in the Bicycles and Banter WhatsApp group, right? Apparently, it's a real northern thing. So, like, Joe put out a thing and she was asking about pancakes. People saying, yeah, they're having it with like meat and potatoes on. I was just like, what the fuck? Hold on a second.
Yeah, I saw her story about gravy on it.
Yeah, and it's basically like a flat Yorkshire pudding, effectively. That's what Yorkshire pudding is, right? It's that kind of thing, yeah? Basically, you have a flat pancake with stew on it. I was like, I get it. Like, just have a toad in a hole, though. Why would you? I don't know. So I get it. I think it would work. Like, I've just never seen it or heard of it. Ever.
I think the pancake, like, they're obviously crepes, right? Then
no. The one that I saw was a fluffy one. The one that I saw was like a big fluffy one. Let me try and find a picture for you.
So the only thing I can kind of liken to this is biscuits and gravy, and that's amazing.
Yeah, but because that is really good. But then It's not that.
Biscuits and gravy is a southern thing, and like biscuits are like this, like they're almost like a really they're the most filling things in the world of like a scone kind of texture. Let's see. This is on the YouTube thing. If you're watching this,
it's kind of like
what is that? That's just
it's not
like,
a crepe because a crepe would just buckle under the pressure of that juice and the moist nature of it. That's just a stew on a fluffy pancake, and then he's gone round 2, which they do look more like crepes. To be fair,
yeah, they do look like crepes.
It's a thick crepe, to be fair, but
he's put some chocolate button things on him on the second one. That's odd,
strange.
So I've cooked myself 5. I've got 2 to go back to after this show because why not? Barely eating all day. All right, innit? So yeah, I went with bacon and some cheese on 2 of them. Bit of num num num, and then I had literally just Biscoff spread and like rolled up the crepe and had that one.
You can't go wrong with that, to be fair.
I can't go wrong with that.
But that's not the crepe though. That's not the crepe. That's just the Biscoff spread that makes that a winner.
I could have rolled up just like I don't know, a sandwich. It would have been fine.
Mate, you could have rolled up a cigarette paper and put in Biscoff and eat it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's fine.
But what I should have done is grabbed some of Chloe's digestives and sprinkled like a bit of crispiness in there, because obviously the crunchy Biscoff is better, and I've got the smooth one, and I need some crispiness in there. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that when I get back, when I leave this show.
Also, blasphemy! I got the mini Biscoff sticks. Biggest letdown of the year.
They're not good, are they? No, you need the big one.
I was like the big ones, and I was like, because the big ones come and they got covered in Biscoff, then the chocolate and the crispiness, and I was like, perfect. If they're mini versions of that, excellent, because they're like 350 calories for one. I was like, half that, easy.
Yeah, they're almost more, aren't they? They're near 400 calories.
It's the Biscoff mini is just vanilla ice cream with a coating of chocolate, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. With a couple of crispy bits on the outside. Oh, I'm so devastated when I got that. I was like, wow, let me down. First time ever Biscoff let me down.
I feel like they can't get the Biscoffy creamy stuff like in there, because there's Biscoff like sauce, isn't there? There's Biscoff sauce. I don't see why, as far as I know. So I think that's the stuff they put in, and you can have that as a topping. So yeah,
annoying. It's just annoying.
Pretty much. Me. I'm just surprised. And one last poll. Did you vote on this? No, you did. No, you didn't. On my friend, he wears jeans inside the house. I did vote on that. Awful decision. Who the fuck would do that? What a terrible decision. Yeah, I mean, like, we're about, and again, 90-10. People feel strongly about this as they do with sweet and savoury crepes or pancakes. It's like me with this hoodie. Like, I've worn this hoodie like all week, and people are like, oh, you're not changing hoodie. It's like, well, how sweaty am I getting inside my house with a t-shirt underneath it for a start? I was like, I'm not seeing anyone. My question is like, who are you trying to impress? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it either. My brother-in-law used to do that. So he used to wear jeans all the time. And my sister was just like, he's weird. He just wears jeans all the time in the house. And we managed to convert him. And now joggers all the way. He's fine with it. He's joggers all the way. It's just like, you're not trying to impress anybody. Like, you're not in the first, he's not in the first 6 months of his relationship. Like, he's not got to tread clothes like that. It's just like, settle down. It's like those blokes that, or get some joggers, It's like those blokes that, that put the loafers on with the jeans and then a check shirt and to go to the shops to get milk. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Or, you just see them potter around their garden, they're dressed up, and you're like, mate, what are you doing? Cleaning the driveway, dressed up.
Boat shoes on.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, be normal, mate. Just wear tracky bottoms. Don't understand it.
Absolutely fine. They're comfy. Like, they look all right. It's fine.
I just don't understand. Like, what do you do when you come in from somewhere? Put your jeans on? No.
Yeah, I know.
You don't. You put joggers on or shorts.
Like I walk through the door, and it could take me less than 5 strides to be like losing basically what I'm.
Oh, the belt's off. Yeah, exactly.
Belt's,
yeah.
If I was wearing a belt, that's off. And then I'm in pants within 5 strides, and then I'm like, cool, done.
Yeah.
I don't 100%. Need to be. That's not me out there. This is me.
I didn't even think that was a question. I didn't even think that people didn't do that. I just thought that was people everyone.
Do it. I mean, bear in mind, roughly the same. About 100 people voted on this. 7 people have gone for it's comfy.
They're the weirdos.
Any of them? I mean, I'll just call them out. If any of these listen to the podcast, I think 2 of them might be your clients. I'm not too sure, but they're definitely associated with you. One of them is Bloom in Health or in.
Oh, Neve can shut up. She doesn't know what she's talking
about. Sarah Williams, I think she was your client.
She was my client. She's another idiot, so don't worry about it.
She'll never be your client anymore. James maybe.
Well, that says everything you need to know. That says everything you need to know about that.
And then we've got a guy called Luke, Scott, who's actually a trainer that is at my gym. Deary me, Scott.
Idiot.
And Paul. He won't listen to that. He's our gay graphic designer. He just has to dress up no matter what. So
okay, I feel that. Yeah.
He's pretty classy man, so I understand that. But yeah, mate, that's just insane. What a mental person. I'll go let him know that you disapprove. Basically.
Yeah, please do. I wonder if it's people. Well, no, it's not, because obviously we know some of those people, but I wonder if it's the whole, like, if you normally wear a suit all day, every day, I suppose jeans are a step down. Do you know? Like, I wonder if it's those people.
I mean, he does normally, he works in sales for an investment banking or investment.
Whereas we work in, whereas for us, for us, getting in jeans is dressing up.
They'll be like,
going in jeans is just
when I'm going to the office, I'm just going to the office with Luke. So if Luke's wearing trousers, like any kind of them, I'm impressed. Like he walks in and he has to switch in the office, from his trainers what he had on to sliders because they're too uncomfortable. He's like, trainers off, sliders on. There we go. I'm now relaxed. Could you imagine if Luke was like, you got to wear jeans or something every day? I'd be like, I am. I'll go in a hoodie, trackies. See you later. Boots. Don't matter. Insane. All right, mate. I guess we have to go on to protein review. Yeah, that's the lead on.
Oh, mate.
Jesus, I've just had those pancakes as well, so I'm kind of already a little bit I just had the Biscoff, so I'm a little bit full of this. Previously, what we've done is I had my dinner after the show, and I was a little bit wanting it. It's not really. I'm not in the best mood for this, but I'm sure they'll break through. So I'm holding to the screen.
Right, double. I'm gonna go first. Double chocolate chunk.
Double. Yeah, I was looking forward to this. This is the last batch of protein pantries that I have. Damn, when I bought some more. So we're gonna have to wait till the bakery's up and running again. We've still got 4 or 5 of other ones. So I'll talk through this whilst Dan has a little thing. So we got energy, 276 calories. That's pretty standard, I believe. Most of them are around 260, aren't they? So we got 10 grams of fat, 19 grams of carbohydrates, and 21 grams of fiber, and 17 grams of protein in the double chocolate chunk. That's lower, 3 grams lower than normal. Okay. Also, I'm slightly confused because I'll come back to that. Because what's the weight on this, Daniel? This says 100 grams. Okay, that's weird, isn't it? This one is 100 grams and this one is 95. Short changed me on that one. What is going on there? Just realised that the macro is slightly different. What we got verdict-wise, Daniel?
I'm still chewing. What I'm going to say is bite in far enough that you get the white chocolate chunk.
Okay, there's a sneaky white chocolate chunk hiding, is there?
Yep.
Lovely.
Look at that. Look at the size of it.
Ooh, that's good, isn't it? You can't spot it from the outside either, right?
No.
I'm going to go in.
I think you should break it in half.
I'm going to go in from the side then. Or
I think you need to break it in half or go in from the side. One of the two. To get the true nature of that bar.
It's quite hard to break in half because obviously there's a massive chunk in the middle that's probably holding.
I think go from the side then. Go big bite in from the side.
I've already done it, mate. I've just broke it.
Oh, you've already. There you go. Yeah. That's a pretty impressive chunk for a protein bar. Okay. That is. So yeah, the double chocolate chunk is similar in texture to the honeycomb one in that it's a bit chewier, but that big chunk is very, very impressive. So in review, it's still better than any other protein bar. But remember, this is a protein pantry protein bar, so we have to judge it by their standards. So the rating scale is on their standards. By their standards, for me, that is about a 7. The hazelnut and those are the ones we'll talk about a bit. I know what the hazelnut one tastes like because I bought my own. So Tom can't get mad at me for that because I bought my own and had it. Very, very nice. But the caramazing, the crunchier ones for me are the better ones out of those. Like they're the top tier ones. That one is still obviously, like I said, better than a carb killer, better than all the other protein bars, but it's just got that chewy texture and you can tell it's a protein bar. Whereas others, I didn't think you could really tell they were.
Yeah, I like
that. Still very, very good. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, but
I do like it. That like massive chunk of basically white chocolate in the middle is quite just overpowering, I guess. And I would like that you could have that protein bar, but you could choose the chunk of chocolate that was in it. I just
also think as well, just to be really...
Could I have a dark chocolate chunk or a milk chocolate chunk or a white chocolate chunk? Would that change it? Or maybe you have 3 little chunks of different chocolates on it.
I hear you. The only thing as well about that is it's 17 grams of protein, whereas you've got like the hazelnut cream is 26. Do you know?
That's
like
big, right? So
that's the only other thing about it.
On the macros, that's down. Like
that's the only other thing about it.
I think that's the worst macros that we've seen out of these. Oh, apart from obviously that fucking cookie thing. That was just the worst macros in the world. 20 grams for 6,000 calories. That's when eating broccoli per grammage of protein is actually more beneficial. All right. Have you just taken a bite out of the hazelnut cream? No, you're going.
No, I went back in for the chunk.
Just eating. He's just eating now. He don't care. We're live on a show, and Daniel is just.
I went for the chunk. Right, I saw the chunk. It was too much. The chunk was there.
I know. To be fair, I've got no chunk left. I just took it all in that bite. So I think the rest of the bar is not going to be as good now the chunk is not there. All right. So the hazelnut cream. This one, I feel like this one apparently from reviews has been insane because.
I think. Well, I've already tried this, so I think you should go first. You should do this one first.
So I'm just thinking, you do the macros then. I'll have a little, but I'm liking that it's got a crispy bit on it.
So the macros on the hazelnut cream are 26.8 grams of protein. So we can call that 27. 12 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat, and 12 grams of fiber. 274 calories overall. 274 calories for 27 grams of protein is not that bad, I have to say. Considering, like, say, most protein bars, maybe a grenade bar 220 is about 20 grams of protein, 200. So it's roughly the same sort of ratio. But I have had the hazelnut cream and I can confirm it is next level. It's Kinder Bueno. Like if you were to like describe it to someone, it's a Kinder Bueno protein bar. And if that doesn't make you go and buy one right now, if they're back in stock ever, then I don't know what will, to be honest.
That was quite interesting. So I bit into it. It did fall apart a bit. I'm not going to lie. I did take a big bite. It fell apart a bit. And you got the crispiness. Obviously, the crispy bit. And some of the chocolate fell off at the bottom. So I've just got Crispies on the bottom now. There's all the chocolates on the bottom. So this is where the chocolate is. So that's a bit disappointing on that it didn't like seal a little bit better. But the crispy, good. We need the different textures. That's good. Yeah. It's obviously what they tried to do with the chunk on the last one. But you got the crispy and I was like, oh, that's good. It's like a crispy cake kind of thing. And then I got the kick of the hazelnut cream bit at the top. That kind of felt its way through into my taste buds. And then exactly when you said it's like a Kinder Bueno, it was like, zing. And that's when it picked up. And I was like, shit, it's like a Ferrero Rocher Kinder Bueno kind of chocolate bar. Like that a lot. Again, obviously, it's a bit more chewy than an actual Kinder Bueno. But Kinder Bueno doesn't have 27 grams of protein in it. That's probably
I actually like that about it, though. I like this about it. So I don't think that's a bad thing. It's got a little bit of chew to it.
If you go into it thinking it's a bad thing, it probably is. But it's nice.
I don't think that can be beaten ever. I'm just saying that. I don't think that can be beaten ever.
You think that one's better than the caramazing?
Yep.
You do? Mm-hmm. I think they're tied for me, and I don't really like raisins. I feel like the caramazing, the crunch was bigger. I think I'm a texture person.
For me, you see, that's just
I'm quite big on the protein bar. So we're going. Yeah, I'm gonna go for. I mean, out of 10, We give them that a 10. And on the hazelnut creams, a 10 out of 10. The white chocolate chunk thing, 7? 7.5.
I give it a 7.
7.5 I'm going to give it, because there's still protein bars that will probably rate as high as it, and it's just a bit average.
So the Caramaze and Crunch, I've got one here. It's 22 grams of protein.
Yeah, it's a little bit lower, isn't it? All that fruit, though, mate.
Into it hugely.
It's got all that fruit in it.
I did get a banoffee pie one as well, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. But I won't review that live now, because I'm gonna have to find a way to get Tom one now, so he's gonna cry about it.
All right, well done. So that was the end of that review. Lovely.
Put it this way, right? If anyone's birthday's coming up or something, and they got family, they're like, "Oh, I don't know what you want. What do you want to get? Whatever." 5 hazelnut cream protein bars from there. You will not be disappointed.
No, it's a good deal. Good deal. I know what I'm basically getting for the rest of the time from Dan. Any kind of given opportunity. Whenever they're in stock. The only ones they have in stock at the moment are Jaffa Cake ones.
That's the only annoying thing is people are asking me as well. They're like, when are they coming back in stock? I'm like, I don't know.
All right, Protein Pantry. If you listen to this at some point, I know you're out there because you replied to my story on my post yesterday. And if you listen to it, I know they must watch the IG Live or the IGTV, because they answered a question like that we only said like near the end of it, like about the fridge freezer question, because we were like, should they be in the freezer or the fridge? Because you said they could be frozen, right? They did look at my IGTV. They put something on there about it.
Well, we need to know. We need Protein Pantry. We need to know when the stock levels are being replenished, so that we can tell all our followers that want to buy. We need like a secret shop that we can send people to, so that you know that they're from us. Because
otherwise, I'll start just farming out my protein code and.
Otherwise, we'll start saying that those carb bars that they make are the best ones ever.
But seriously, I refused my protein code this week because I was just like, I'm not in it for that. I don't care about that. Trust me, don't worry. You let somebody else have those codes. Don't care. You can keep your 10%. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I like my protein, but I don't tend to buy protein shakes. So if I were to, I would buy my protein. So, but yeah, I just don't. So I'd rather
Ghost is my favorite brand.
Ghost
tasted. Ghost.
The thing is, I do have a legal kind of partnership with my protein, I guess, with the PTC. So I have to say it.
You've sold out, mate. You have sold out.
Nah, we're helping them out with some lovely personal trainers. We're almost to the end of the decision making on who are getting selected on those people. So it'd be interesting to see who comes through. If they're listening to this show, if they know who I am, who not, they'll be seeing a hell of a lot of me very soon. Unfortunately,
those poor people.
Poor people. Which on a side note, we just if anybody's listening to this, you might some of the cohort who who are in our 8-week intensive. So whilst lockdown's happening, they've decided to go for it, become a personal trainer with us at the PTC, which is lovely. I think most of them are doing the hybrid course, so they get to do the online coaching blueprint, possibly intensive. We're playing with that idea afterwards as well, so that'd be pretty good. That's a lot of studying though. Hats off. That's like nearly 3 months. You got to endure like 2 months of me and then lots of videos of me, and we have like weekly just like you, Dan. I heard someone did say that they're doing another course, a nutrition course. I won't mention it, but it's a company that Dan used to work for, and our live session is better than theirs. We were like, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's way more interactive because we know who we're talking to. It's fine. It shows when both me and Luke have been teachers or are teachers. So yeah, we want a bit of interaction. That's how we learn, isn't it? So it's good fun. Really, really cool people who have signed up. Lots of like really good mix as well. So this is the first cohort that I'm kind of leading as head of training. So, and yeah, taking them through. There's a range from like newbies, from like 18-year-olds, all the way up to, I think we've got the highest age is like 50, 55, who's just doing it for the shits and giggles, just wants to learn. He's an accountant, and he was just like, I'm an accountant. I'm still going to be an accountant, but I like the gym and I just want to know more. I was like, beautiful. That's a nice person. I like you in the group. Also, you're an accountant, and lucky you might get some work, especially from all this lot. Like,
Yeah.
it's a great idea. So yeah, it was good fun. Good fun. I'm assuming some of them might start listening at some point. I did say I had a podcast, but I was like, if you're looking for actual fitness knowledge, go back and listen to the first like 100 or so. We did a lot more on that, or maybe the guest shows. Otherwise, it's just turned into a little bit of a chat. But yeah. All right, Daniel.
Have our listens gone up or down? I'm assuming they've probably gone down on a weekly basis.
On a weekly basis, we're kind of level-ish. Yeah, we tend to hit anywhere between 7,000 to 9,000 listens kind of per month. So I guess that extrapolate out for about 2,000 or 3,000 a week per show, which is interesting. But yeah, I think when
too many. It's more than I ever thought it would get to.
when we get guests on, it bumps up a little bit, and we've actually started creeping up a little bit more, which is nice. So yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's when you grow, is when you get guests on. That's when you start, when you grow, because people listen for that and then they carry on listening, don't they? And we haven't had a guest on for a fucking ages.
I mean, it's not like we haven't got. We literally work with some great people. We should probably get them on at some point. Yeah, it's not like we don't have a time and date that we do it. Yeah.
We just got lazy. Maybe we should turn it back into a fitness podcast.
We will. We should probably. Next week we will have a guest. There you go. And put it out there. We'll do that.
Wow.
Jesus
pressure.
Christ.
Fuck.
Absolute pressure. I mean, yeah, they might be named Luke or Gordon, but they will definitely.
But they'll be on.
They'll be on. But yeah, on the side of, we were just chatting about that in terms of posting on social media. Basically, that's the kind of. It's not we got lazy per se. We still do it. We still turn up. It's still content. You still do content weekly. I still do content weekly. But Dan hasn't posted for a while, and then I've kind of. I don't know whether it's just I've decided to start up the YouTube channel of my YouTube channel, put that up on there. I'll be doing some more videos based on that, having a bit of fun. And obviously the podcast is going up there, the protein review is going up there. And I'm like, I've got this content. Why am I not just pushing it on a couple of platforms as well? It's all that, because it kind of grew around to it. I was like, yeah, I really should do the 80-20 rule. Like, I really should push it more on there, blah, 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 doing that kind of stuff. Instead of, especially when I've got time and I'm looking at my computer a hell of a lot more. But yeah.
Yeah, the question got posed in our mentoring group, mine and Mike's mentoring group. One of the guys in there asked about like non-negotiables. We feeling overwhelmed. What do you do, and all this sort of stuff. And obviously, social media becomes part of that. I think it's obviously really important that as an online coach or PT or whatever, you make sure that you get things prioritized. I've heard of many a coach fuck themselves over because they carried on putting out content without looking after their clients. And the advice that I gave him was that before anything else, the non-negotiable is looking after your clients. That's number one. Do not worry about social media and getting content done until all your work for the day involving your clients is done. Otherwise, you're missing the point of it. And we then talked about whether you go on, Instagram stories, emails, grid posts, all this sort of stuff. And I suppose we chatted about it before, and I now don't have a content calendar. I just post content when I feel like it, when I feel like it's something worth sharing. Whereas when I first started out, I was like, right, I got to post every day, got to post something every day, got to be on the ball with it. And the reason that I now focus on quality over quantity is that the reason I'm busy and don't have the time to have a piece of content every single day is because I'm servicing clients. I'm dealing with my clients. I'm dealing with Blitz. I'm dealing with the mentoring group, and those are people that pay me money to be good at what I do. So that's number one. And I think that as you grow, you can start to back off social media a little bit and focus more on quality rather than quantity. I don't want to just post every day for the sake of it. I'd rather, when I do post, it's something meaningful and it's something that I actually want to post, that I feel is going to add value to people. And obviously every bit of content you put out does to a degree, but there are some that are forced. There are a bit like, I've got to put a post out today. What should I write about? I don't know, protein, whatever. And you post about it. Or you put an exercise tip or something like that. And you should be doing that every single day if you don't have many clients, because you have the time. You don't have an excuse then. It's you've got the time. But do not beat yourself up about putting out content every single day if you're currently servicing the number of clients you want to service. Yes, you don't also want to neglect it for weeks on end. But if you go 3 days without posting on your Instagram grid, don't fucking panic. Don't worry about it. Don't think that you have to have stuff posted, because by working with your clients, you will start to then be able to post stuff that you've conversations had with clients, and that'll be a bit of content that'll be useful, but you don't need to force it as much as someone who's just starting out does. And I think that's really important to remember here, is that some people who've got 20, 30 clients, they're really happy with the numbers they're on, and they're panicking because they've gone 2 days without posting to their Instagram grid. And I'm like, yeah, but are your clients looked after? Yeah. And you're feeling overwhelmed? Yeah. And you need to take a break? Yeah. So take a fucking break, because you've done the work you needed to do. And I just think it's really important that, again, personal trainers do the same thing. It's like, if your jam-packed timetable is full, don't worry about trying to impress people or get new leads or speak to the sales guy to get new leads, and like, just focus on them. Do a great job with them. I guarantee you'll get friends recommended from them in a couple of months' time anyway, so that if someone does go, you've got someone there anyway. And as you get to that certain point, I found I have had people reach out to ask about coaching when I've not posted for 3 days. So it flies in the face of the whole, like, oh, you've got to be present, you've got to be there. It's like, no, because sometimes after a while, you've done the work, you've been put in front of people's faces enough. They know they want to work with you. They're just waiting for the right time, whatever reason, or they're waiting for the right post, they're waiting for something to happen. So I just thought, we were talking about before, wasn't it? Just there's a difference between just posting shit for the sake of posting shit and posting stuff because you feel like it's something worth sharing. And for me, the kind of variable that I focus on, whether it's one of those two things, is based on how much client work I have on. I don't stress about it, basically. If I do 2 bits of content a week, I'm usually pretty happy with that, to be honest, because I then have 2 emails as well. So that's the other thing for me, is I have an email list that I would say to everyone, focus on that first before Instagram, number 1. But so I have 4 bits technically, but the Instagram posts usually lead on from the email, to be fair, anyway, as well. It's usually related somehow.
So it's interesting as well, because so me and Luke, we looked a little bit. There was something on Rival IQ. They did a just people who might find this in terms of Instagram stories, like a benchmark report. It was a competitive analysis of Instagram stories from 2020 to 2021. Obviously, that's how long they've been around, right? And finding like kind of the biting point on certain brands of how many times like they use stories, especially stories are obviously ones that you kind of, they keep you kind of like I look at Dan's stories and you find you feel like you're in with the person, like you're catching up with their day-to-day life, that kind of thing keeps them in. So in terms of brand and stuff like that, it was saying that the median was they do about 10 times per month or once every 3 days in terms of a brand. So if you think you're not posting enough, that's the median successful brands on Instagram, once every 3 days. So the top 25% publish 16 times a month. So they do a story every other day, basically, or a certain amount of stories. They don't post it every single day, but you notice they come back every single time. Because I noticed that if I go blank on like a Sunday because I'm not doing anything interesting, then I hit it on a Monday, then you're like, all right, I've got a boost of like nearly of my followership. I've probably got about 25% of the followers that are doing it are probably all looking at my stuff. And you're like, oh, this person, because they push it a little bit. Whereas the least active 25% brands only hit about 6 stories per month, so 1 a week. So that's probably a little bit too much. But what I thought was interesting was the frames per day. And this does annoy me as well. This frustrates the hell out of me. And obviously, according to the data, frustrates the fuck out of a lot of other people as well. In terms of a median amount of frames and how many stories they should be posting on any given day.
You mean the little dots at the top? You don't want to turn into little dots. Yeah.
Mate, Mike, I love you, mate. I swipe straight away. I see so many, how many there are. I'm like, I've got no time for this at all. I was like, realize, and it said like about 30% of activity comprises days with only 1 frame. 1 to 3 frames is about 60% of brand activity. Almost 20% of stories have about 7 more frames. So the median amount was 1 to 3 frames for 60% of your brand activity should be happening. And then the retention rate of this, so they used an example of 1 to 5 frames basically on your stories, going from, say, if you had 100 viewers, and then by the 5th story, on average, you would have fallen to about 68. So you go from 100 to 68. You've lost just over 30% based off 5 stories or 5 little blimps. That's give or take. The way that I got told about that
was again, it's little things like Instagram are telling you what they want you to use, right? Everyone knows that kind of like they're pushing reels, right? So they want you to use reels. There's a reason why on Instagram, when you hold the story button down, it stops after 4 stories. They don't want you talking longer than that.
Correct.
They don't want you going longer than a minute. You speak to that. So now what I try and do now is I try and get, if I'm going to post something, I try and get it in 4 stories. And then the next thing I post has to be a slightly different way. Then I can talk about the same topic, but then in words, and it might be like something that someone can read and quickly, easy to read, or it could be photos, it could be something different. Then I might get back to doing 4 in a row again. Like, it's something I'm getting better at, is that the social media apps tell you what they want. They tell you. They push things that they want you to start using more and more. So I think that's the one thing that I learned. I can't remember who told me about that now. It was someone who knew what they're doing about Instagram videos and stuff. But yeah, I'm the same as you. If I see like dots rather than lines, I'm like, see you later. I don't care who it is. It could be someone I really like. See you later. Don't care.
Don't matter. You got too much stuff going on today. It's not worth my time.
It's not what you're there for. You're not there for that. You're there for short, snappy stuff. And that's
exactly.
What remember.
I think people have got to remember. It seemed like what you're aiming for, if people are jotting this down, is about 7. I'd say 3 to 7 per day. It seems to be that is like the happy biting point. And
I think that's also. I think the thing you have to remember, that's for brands, though. I think if you're more of a person and you're more of a personality, I think you can get away with more. But even then, I would look at. I think the same person said 24. If you're a personal brand, 24 is like, they said something like 6 snippets of your day. So 6 lots of 4, 6 snippets of your day. Some text, some photos, some clients, some behind the scenes. And they were like, you're going to get enough in there, like breakfast, midday, lunch, midday, dinner.
So the number of individual photos or frames per day, it decreases, basically going from 1 to 11. And then you go to a 12 plus, it jumps up back to the same retention rate you had at 5. So the same, basically, if you get to 5, you might as well go all the way to 12. Like, don't stay.
I'd suspect that's because those brands maybe are more personality based. Those sorts of numbers maybe for that data.
So it's really interesting. So I mean, I could post a link up on Instagram.
We say to those people in that mentoring group as well. We say that you should use social media for yourself as you use it as a consumer. Correct. Think about what pisses you off. What pisses you off? Long, boring videos. So guess what? Don't post long, boring videos. What pisses you off? Stories that go on forever. So don't post stories that go on forever. I just think it's fascinating that when you take a step back and think about it, what do you like about Instagram? Stuff that's funny, stuff that's shareable, stuff for people who don't take themselves too seriously. Post more of that shit then. Like, don't think you have to be perfect all the time.
I mean, just for that, I had to open up my Microsoft Teams so that people will be like, oh, if somebody's on there, they're like, oh, Tom's online. I'm not online. Don't talk to me.
Not working.
I'm not working. Go away. I still replied. I actually haven't been working PTC today, so that's not here. I've still got messages unread. I'm like, no. They'll be like, he's been online. Go away. Not cool. All right. Moving on. I did put a thing up yesterday about programming. It was a little dig at Group X programming. I'm not gonna lie. It's a shock. Because my workouts have been basically that half an hour time cap. Did I do 5 things? 4 things? I don't know. Squat, pull, some Corey, some bicep curls, and what else did I do? Pushes. Yeah. And it took me I had about 5-6 messages from trainers going #Tom's Wad, doing this sort of like, and then and was like, oh, that looks like Group X. I was like, yeah, you actually program your clients like that, really? And I'm like, it's a joke. It literally took me less than 5 seconds to make, and I literally see Group X training like that, which is unfortunate. I still think Group X training, it should just be kind of modified like single person training. Really, I still don't get it. And it wound me up slightly, and I was like, I put it out there just to kind of get a hook, and it literally reaffirmed. People saying that reaffirmed what I thought, and they were like, "Oh, that looks like a WOD." And I was like, "Yep, yes, it does." I was like, "All right, So
the whole concept is stupid, isn't it? Workout of the day for who? Like for everyone. Everyone's doing the same workout of the day. Sounds like a plan.
Scale it. You got males on this weight and females on this weight. What? All males do that way, do they?
I know females that are stronger than males.
Yeah, hands down, easily. Yeah, Jesus. So it's just quite interesting. Don't really understand. But yeah, all right. I guess we got just on the ranty scale. I guess we've just got because it's been a week of looking at my Instagram and kind of I haven't been able to take my eyes off her, but I also hate her. Hate her with passion. She's getting ridiculed right now as well, a little bit, which is good. But it's also like you can't really feed this person because, of the obvious thing.
She feeds herself far too much. That's right.
It's the old Fat Doctor UK. She just literally infuriates me. It's not based off. Yes, we have differing opinions, but it's the case of just any opinion that isn't being given to her by, I don't know, somebody who is a overweight female of an ethnic minority who is a GP and has a medical degree. That's probably the only person she's going to take valid advice from, and somebody who agrees with her. Shock. Every single time somebody posts and says, "Oh, what about this?" or "What about this?" and it's literally a straight attack on something that's not even weight related at all. Like you said, she attacked James Smith for just being a personal trainer. What a great way to follow the audience. Guess what? There's a hell of a lot of fitness people on Instagram. You're going to get bombarded. And then literally one guy was say, "Oh, isn't it really about calories?" That kind of thing. And she was like, "You could be more moronic. Obviously, you're a white, thin male that have just put this up. And don't you think somebody who..." And literally she said, like, "I've got kids, I have a medical degree, a good job, a house, and I look after all this stuff. You don't think I can look after my diet?" No. Me and Dan have seen it. We have clients that is the case. They cannot look after their diet, and they have all those things. Doesn't matter who you are, doctor. Guess what? I train CEOs who own probably 10 companies, and they have a lot more stress, I would say, than what a GP would do.
It's
and they can't control the diet.
It's just a frightening position to be taken for someone in that position of power, dare I say. It's like I said to you though before we came on, it's one of those things where the more opposition they come up against, the more they dig their heels in and they think they're right. It's a bit like the Joel Seedman thing.
Literally, we've been talking, but Lane Norton has literally gone at her with a post and grabbed her face on it.
Quite rightly. And it's one of those where you can't have it both ways. So she's there attacking someone like James Smith, but then she doesn't like being attacked herself. And it's like, hang on a minute, like you can't have it both ways. And it's like I said to you, she'll take the ground of, she posts about James Smith, calls him just a personal trainer or whatever. Then she then takes that, I'm being hounded, I'm being, bullied. It's like, well, no, that's just what you've done. And it, like I said, they dig their heels in, these people, when they know, I think deep down that they don't know they're wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like they actually believe it. That's why they dig their heels in. So it's like Joel Seedman thing. It's like the more you attack him, the more he believes that he's right and that you're wrong because you're attacking him. So therefore it enhances his position of like, well, I must be right because more people are attacking me, more people are having a go at me. So I must be annoying them. So because they don't believe it. So because I'm threatening them, and it's like, no, you're just an idiot.
So Lane Norton obviously just made a post, and she's obviously saying it's body positivity. You should be finding your own body. And literally on one of the comments, she called his muscular body gross.
Yeah, exactly like, that.
Right, okay. It's like no. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
If he was fat, that would be. She'd be like, "Well done on you. Well done you." But no, he's like, "No, I want to look this way." So crack on. You can't just call the muscular body gross because you don't like it. Like, if you're preaching body positivity, it's really strange. It's just, I don't really get it. Mate. And yeah, she's a follow, which I'm going to persist with. But she's an infuriating follow. And I would urge people to do it because it's a lot of content that you can come up with. Because she's, just a lot of content, and you don't try and argue with this person, honestly, because there's actually no point. It's no point. It's like trying a flat earther, that kind of person. She's lost. She's lost to those, all that kind of. She believes in COVID, which is a good thing. So I'm quite surprised by that. But doesn't believe that obesity is a risk factor for COVID. Though. Interesting.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, infuriating follow. Have you followed it now? Or you've had a little bit more.
No, I don't, mate. I keep my Instagram feed very much filtered for my own sanity.
I mean, I normally do. And then when we were talking about her last week and we watched the thing on this morning, I was like, I'll give her a follow just to give it a week.
So part of that, I get asked about this actually.
It's good research.
I do get asked about this a little bit. Like I do still follow like Gymshark training stuff because some of it's just hilarious. It provides content. But for that, for example, I wouldn't follow her because looking at her stuff would only annoy me. It wouldn't actually serve the people that I work with. Like I don't work with that type of person. Maybe I could do it just for a laugh, I suppose. But again, that would just be the reason I'd be posting that content just for me to have a laugh and me to have a giggle. It doesn't really help people. Me talking about that sort of stuff isn't useful. It's not my
demographic either. So I'm gonna give it a cheeky unfollow.
But it's not even that. I think for you, it's different because for you with online stuff, you're not doing your online stuff to necessarily get clients necessarily. It's more about just you do what you want to do. And it's useful to know popular culture and understand what's going on and all that sort of stuff. But for me, the reason I follow someone like Gymshark Train is because I know that my clients are people my type of client, people who would watch that and go, oh, that's a good workout, or that's a good something to do. I'm like, no, it's not. So I highlight more the Gymshark bullshit and the men's health bullshit because my clientele would focus on that sort of thing. So I follow men's health still. I follow that because I do want to see when they post that chili powder burns fat and whatever.
That's
bullshit stuff they've said before. And that's why I follow them. Whereas that woman, it'd be more if I was someone like Amelia Thompson, I follow her for content. I'd be like someone who's a bit more in that way of thinking things. Because if I start talking about that and then tracking macros, it's a bit like it doesn't work, doesn't make any sense. But I think someone like, for example, Amelia would talk about her and say why she maybe thinks it's dangerous for people to go that too far that way because actually it is unhealthy and you do have a poor relationship with food and maybe and all this sort of thing. So it's about understanding your audience a little bit and who to follow. And it's why I don't really follow like Lane Norton really or anything like that because I know he knows what he's doing. I don't need to really see anything that he does as bad as it sounds. I would just find myself comparing myself to what he says, or I'd find myself wanting to maybe not copy his content, but I say something similar and I feel bad if I did. And it's like, you shouldn't feel bad, but I just keep my following very, very small. Because I don't need to see stuff basically when I go on there. I just because I'd get infuriated. Like I'd see Lane Norton going in like that, and I'd get annoyed. I'd be like, "She's a fucking hypocrite. Who's this woman?" I'd spend half an hour getting lost in that, and I don't need to. I just don't need to get lost in it. So it's that kind of thing for me. Is that I would get lost in that sort of stuff if I'd read the comments and I'd be having a laugh, and before you know it, you've lost half an hour of your day. And you're like, shit, I should have been doing work. So I try and stay away.
Correct. Yeah. So I think that's a little brief overview. Yeah, some Instagram-y kind of social media content for the trainers listening today. Lovely. All right. We'll bring it to wrap it to a close. I think we're bordering on 50 minutes, mate. Classic.
We can track, can't we?
Any other news?
No, not from me. Blitz closes on Thursday. We've still got Blitz places available, and it'll be the last one till like May or June or something like that because it's
fair enough.
Time consuming. So if you want to get involved in that, let me know. You can get a place on that. But if you're listening to this by now and you're not joined, you're probably not going to. So don't worry about
it. Yeah. Lovely. Obviously, if you're a trainer, we have more listeners than obviously we want people to go and join the collective PTC wise. This weekend we have on Saturday we have the Muscle Mentors. I believe it's a nice one. They're doing 2 hours. 2 hours. Me and Dan could go for 2 hours, but it won't be useful content.
No.
So
we just talk about the Fat Doctor all over again.
I mean, Luke has not come to us and gone, Tom, Dan, do you want to do a bit for the collective? No, we're not allowed to do it together. It's going to go too long. But yeah, the Muscle Mentors are doing a thing this Saturday, the whatever date that is. So 2 hour seminar, workshop, lecture, interactive thing. They have their course that they do. So they're bringing 2 hours worth of that. They're doing four different topics. And if anybody doesn't know the Muscle Mentors, they know what they're doing. It's pretty nerdy. So if you want to go do some of that, then go do it. Yeah, have a little Google and sign up.
I'm part of their online portal thing. It's very, very good.
Nice. It's good. Yeah. So basically, you can get a little snippet of what they do for £5, and you get all the other stuff. Basically, all right. To sign up, so go do that if you haven't already. Jesus. Yeah, lovely. Apart from that, no business. Everybody on the PT scheme. I'll see you Monday evening. Unfortunate. They're unlucky, aren't they? Like, you've got your mentorship. They have to see you every week, and then these lucky people have to see me and talk to me for an hour. Poor guys. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week.
See you later.